Well, we started with 16 federations and we are now down to just two. This final match will determine the winner of the World Simulation Football Classic. Hello, everyone. I am Metafiction and I am joined today for this final match by Zoom.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're here for what has been a long journey. 30 games. This is the 31st and final game of the World Simulation Football Classic. Should be an interesting game between West Africa and Benelux. Rematch of the last match day three of the group stage. So, yeah, very interesting.
Interesting indeed. And as you say, this is a rematch from match day three. These teams were both in Group A, both the two qualifiers. On that occasion, West Africa victorious 4 goals to 3, thanks to a stoppage time winner by Tater Justinison. That result secured West Africa the number one seed, or the winning seed rather, going into the knockouts, Benelux having to play a group winner in their quarterfinal matchup. But they have both made their way through the knockouts in convincing fashion and will certainly be willing to and able to put on a show for us today.
Last game also featured an own goal. It featured a lot of, 7 goals, mostly in the second half. And we'll see how the teams got there. Let's quickly look through their journey to the final. So
And
for
we'll
West
start of course.
Africa, sorry,
Sorry.
we're not
uh,
used to doing this as a pair. I'm used to this, so yeah,
Two-person booths are always interesting,
yeah.
but we'll get through this. Don't worry. So we start with West Africa, who have not lost yet in this tournament. They were winners 5-2 against South America on match day one, and then match day two saw them defeat Canada 2 goals to 1. Then, of course, was that match day three showdown with Benelux, where they just proved victorious. In the quarterfinal stage, they ground out a 1-0 win over Oceania. And then in the semifinals, they were able to come back to beat Central America Caribbean 4 goals to 2.
This side we have Benelux, who again had a dominant win against Canada in what was a 13 goal fest, followed by a 5-3 win against South America. Lost to West Africa in match day three, a game that we say was meaningless because both teams are qualified, but it was still for placement. Yeah, Benelux had to go through a more difficult knockout round, but they absolutely demolished the Alps, controlling pretty much from the get go with that 5-2 win. And finally, the semifinals against the Pyrenees, where they just shut them out 3-0. Very dominant performance by Furious Chicken that game.
And a lot of talent on both of these squads. We are in for a treat, Zoom. Honestly, this could be a very exciting final, a very goal happy final if the pass is any indication. Both teams scoring a lot and certainly have the attacking firepower to really light up the scoreboard. This could be a very fascinating offensive showcase for both sides.
And with this, what are your predictions?
Honestly, I don't really like making predictions in this sort of match just because anything could happen. This is the magic of the SSL. You never really like you can think you have the general idea of where things are going, but at the end of the day, all of these players on the field are capable of completely changing the complexion of the match with just one moment of quality. If I had to stick my neck out, I think I would give the edge just barely to Benelux. They have Jean Claude Goddamn up front. They've got Furious Chicken at fullback. They have enough about them to put together a lot of goals. Plus, they'll be hungry to set the record straight after that loss on the group stage to West Africa. I think we might genuinely see a penalty shootout with how fierce these teams attack and based on the most recent sample size, but If I had to pick a winner, I think it's Benelux, just barely.
There's certainly with the way they've played in the knockout rounds, I would tend to go that way as well. But West Africa has surprised us throughout the tournament, so I would definitely not discount them out. And with that said, I think we're all ready to go. So say let's get this game rolling.
Indeed, the time for speculation is over. The players are getting ready to walk out onto the pitch. The final of the World Simulation Football Classic about to get underway. Remember, last time around, it was the Union of Central and South Americas who were victorious over Asiana in a classic international matchup. And really, international soccer, there's nothing else quite like it. The energy in the stadium is always so electric. Everyone's giving 110%. This sort of match is why I fell in love with soccer, and I am so excited to see how this one turns out. One way or the other, it's going to be a great one, and we hope that you all out there in the audience will enjoy it as well. But without further ado, I believe we are under starters' orders to use a motor racing reference. And there you see West Africa coming out with the two holding midfielders alongside the wingbacks there. And Benelux with their 4-2-4 ball in midfield along with Miedema. And the
Underway with
final
West
match,
Africa kicking it off. Yeah. So here we go.
the final match underway here at the WSFC. Always an exciting moment. It's Dia with a deep free kick, finding Justinison, who scored the winner in their first match. Adamu, and it's right at the goalkeeper, Misher.
Goal with a free kick that bounces off, and I believe that is a corner. Again with the
Indeed,
corner to Schweinsteiger, shoots, and I think that is just wide, but it got deflected for a second corner.
looked like a great save there from Misher as another corner coming in for West Africa here. Schweinsteiger again. Vandersloot trying to get the challenge in and does put the West Africa player off of it. Nerve de Groot brought down, but Vandersloot still with it.
Solid block there by Urkel and Zahuli. But De Groot, oh, turnover from Ben Garrison picks it up, and then De Groot scores. But the refs are checking. And the goal is disallowed for an offside.
Well, it was a very close run thing for Nerve de Groot here. And there you see, though, indeed, quite offside.
Didn't have quite the time to get back onside with the turnover.
They've
But
won the ball high up the pitch here, though. Here's Vandersloot taking a shot from range. And it looks like that went wide for a goal kick.
with a big kick to Goddam. Goddam passes it to Van Gerritsen up the field. De Groot shoots, and that sails wide.
Furious Chicken now with the free kick. And it's headed in by Art de Trea. And we have our opening goal here at the World Simulation Football Classic Final.
That Chicken is very good at these crosses, and the trail was perfectly placed there at the far post to just head the ball in.
The first overall pick in the most recent SSL prospect draft, and they've proven why there. West Africa 0, Benelux 1.
Gerritsen with the throw into De Groot, passes it to Mulder down the midfield, and De Groot, oh, that was close, just over the goal. And I believe that's a goal kick.
Indeed, De Groot taking a lot of chances, but that offside goal might have unsettled them slightly. They need to regain their composure if they want to finish.
make much of this action as Selleck was offside.
He now
Running up
bringing the ball through midfield.
again. Goes back. Schweinsteiger crosses it, and that's cleared. And that sails wide afterwards into. Actually, that doesn't sail wide. It goes into Monsieur's hands. Camera angles up here are a bit hard.
Jean-Claude Goddamn on the long ball. Forced back to Vandersloot, who takes a shot. It's blocked. Van Gerritsen now. Schweinsteiger with a strong challenge. And once again,
Another
West
offside
Africa
from Selleck.
offside.
Goal. Passes it to Q, back to Bohum, back to Q. They shoot. Oh, and I think Monsieur just got a hand on that. Corner for
Indeed,
West Africa.
Indeed, it is a corner kick. Adamu to take it. That one intercepted by Vandersloot, but Schweinsteiger with the recovery tackle.
Intercepts the pass, crosses it into the area, cleared by Adamu, but comes back to ball. Goddamn has it, takes it out of the area. Chicken running in, passes it, and it's a tip in from Vandersloot. 2-0 Benelux. That is going to hurt West Africa, but what a recovery from Benelux there to double out their lead.
They came to play today, did Benelux, and Furious Chicken in particular. Absolutely steaming past Q, puts it in the center. Vandersloot in a great position to finish that.
Resume 27 minutes into the game, 2-0 Benelux. There's plenty of time to catch up, but West Africa is definitely going to have to start picking it up and clean up front as they get a free kick just outside the area.
It was Miedema who upended Schweinsteiger there, and now Urkel puts in the free kick. Headed down and put in the back of the net by Sami Zerhouni, pending VAR.
Talk about needing a goal back. Did they get it? They do. Oh, we have a game on our hands now.
Indeed, it's a well-delivered free kick, headed down. I believe that was Adamu who headed it down, actually. And
Adamu
great
indeed
timing
heads
on
it
the
down.
run there.
And look at the fine margins on the VAR.
Absolutely. It's a game of inches, they say, and indeed, inches keeping that goal onside. Now here they come on the break. It's Justinison. Chicken getting over to close down, but forward now. Bohum again. Couldn't quite get back there to Schweinsteiger. Deanne loses control of it, and it's out for a goal kick.
And they're just ran out of truck. Down the other way with Chicken, trying to cross it in like before, but that gets countered by Bohum for a corner kick. Chicken with the corner, delivers it, and that just sails wide. And that'll be a goal kick. Another free kick for Chicken. Shoots it, heads it by Goddam or Van Gerritsen. I did not see who it was, but that goes wide.
It was indeed a massive bodies. Benelux still pressing forward to try and reassert their two-goal lead, but here come West Africa, still dangerous on the attack. Bohum puts in the cross, and that was headed right on goal by Schweinsteiger. Monsieur able to save it, though. We are nearing halftime. It is a tense atmosphere here in the stadium. West Africa have gotten one back. Now they have a free kick seconds before halftime. they've been ruled offside. So there you have it at the break. Benelux with a two-goal lead early on. West Africa able to gain one back, but for the moment, Benelux on the front foot here.
Absolutely. But in the second half, we do want to see West Africa clean up a bit. They've been a bit scrappy on a lot of occasions, gotten a few offsides where they shouldn't have once you reach the final. I think that if they do clean up, we're in for a treat in the second half.
Indeed, as you say, it's a game of fine margins, and in that regard, Benelux, perhaps with just a bit of an advantage, looking a little bit more the mentally settled of these two teams. We know the talent they both possess, but on an occasion like this, composure just as important, if not more so.
Take a 10-15 second break to get the subs in. Reminder that as of Monday, February 3rd, which is tomorrow, as of this recording, is going to be the new draft class intake. So watch out. The new season starts tomorrow.
Indeed, and we've already seen some of the most recent draft class weighing in, even though they haven't had a chance to play for their organizations just yet. We just saw the number one overall pick, Art Detrea, scoring the opening goal for Benelux. So certainly hopefully for the team that took them, CF Catalonia, hopefully that is a sign of things to come. You have to wonder what is being said in those locker rooms at halftime on an occasion like this. But we are underway here in the second half. 45 minutes remain until we crown a WSFC champion or we go into the extra time period and potentially the lottery of a penalty shootout.
We'll start off with a little bit of out of bound plays, but we have a corner for West Africa by Dian down into the area, and that is back to Dian after a scramble in the middle and straight into the hands of Monsieur.
Some good resolve there by Monsieur to claim the ball in a tricky spot and now sending it long for a Benelux teammate, but it's ultimately headed down by West Africa.
Moon to Urkel, sends it down to Adamu, tries to cross it in. Ooh, that was a very close, almost a tip in by West Africa to try and tie the game. But now we're back down the other way with Goddamn, and Adamu just forces the ball off into a throw in.
And that was a really good chance for West Africa to potentially level it, but deflected away. And at the other end, von Bismarck claiming that long ball into the box out of the air.
Mark with a long kick to Justinison, who's almost out on his own. That
Selic
was
just missing an opportunity to level it there. Justinison got in behind. The shot was blocked. It fell to Selic, but couldn't make it work.
Gerritsen there stops the through pass, and the ball is thrown out. I believe there was a collision between two players, but doesn't look like anyone is injured.
Indeed, Hefeweizen there on the ground. Ball put out of play for the injury, but seems to be able to play on. Meanwhile, here come Benelux, Mulder, trying the through ball there to De Groot, but couldn't quite get there. Now Van Gerritsen at the end line. De Groot was lurking.
That was an important block by was Zahuni, who stopped the stopped it all. Boom, going in wide, crosses it into the there. Just innocent. I think that hit the crossbar.
Indeed, it looked like it clattered just off the frame of the goal, denied by the woodwork. And again, a really good chance for West Africa comes up empty.
Throw-in foul up close. Schweinsteiger has it. Down the field. Damu, Q, back to Bohum, back to Q. West Africa cycling the ball really well at the moment, but they are not really making inroads.
Zerhuni trying to find that pass now and does. Deanne chips it forward, and it's tipped behind for a corner kick. Had players in a central area threatening the goal, but too many defenders couldn't get a clean shot off.
Damu crosses it in. Still there, scrambles, and finishes over the net. And that's a goal kick.
West Africa really kicking it up a notch in this second half, still yet to find the equalizer. Now Benelux at the other end. Chicken puts in the cross. Van Bismarck holds onto it.
It's been a solid goaltending duel so far.
Indeed, both goalkeepers with moments of quality. And with about less than 25 minutes left, it is West Africa who come forward here. Bohum, the goal scorer for West Africa. Damu puts the cross in, and that one headed just over. I believe that was Selic again.
Those headers are going just a bit above, but also good positioning by Monsieur there to just secure it just in case it do go on net. The Groot found offside from the pass. As we reach the 70th minute, 20 minutes left.
Benelux just needing to hold on a bit longer. West Africa needing to find an equalizer to keep this final going. Schweinsteiger, forward pass, Selic, chipping it through to Justinison. And Justinison does end up winning the corner.
Solid block there from Van Gerritsen, just body in front of the ball.
Corner from Adamu comes in. Headed away. Schweinsteiger there to mop it up, though.
Oof, that sailed just wide. Powerful shot there from Adamu.
Indeed, a very near miss there from the fullback. Or the wingback, I suppose.
As goddamn's free kick gets put into a corner kick from the wall. Chicken at the corner. Sends it in. Near post. That gets bounced out and taken out the area. Vandersloot with the ball. Gets dispossessed, but ball gets it back for Benelux. Crosses it in, and that sails wide. They called it a corner.
It looked like it took a deflection off of a West Africa defender there. Very slight, though.
We are under 10 minutes from the end. 2-1 for Benelux as of now. Time is running down for West Africa.
Benelux now with all of the pressure, but Selic with a good interception there from Hefeweizen. Is this the break they need? Selic in the box, 2 players on him. Hefeweizen wins the ball away.
Out-muscled by Hefeweizen there. Benelux defense there really managed to get back as they intercept the pass from West Africa and are on the attack. Ball's on Chicken's foot, and that sails wide. That was a goddamn shot that he's really going to try and go for that golden boot, it seems.
Indeed. And now Schweinsteiger in the box and forces another corner kick.
Amu passes it wide to Schweinsteiger, but that sails way wide.
I joked in a previous match that Adamu might be better suited to receiving corners than sending them in, but that was a fairly well-timed delivery. Unfortunately, the finish kind of let it down.
Africa stopping yet another attack by Benelux. Running through on the side of the field. Good passing to try and move it forward. Justinison to Dian. Into the box. and Van Gerritsen slide tackles to bring it into a corner. That's a very dangerous place to slide tackle, but that was
Indeed,
very clean.
had to get the challenge inch perfect, but thankfully they did. Now Schweinsteiger at the edge of the area. That one was let run for Bohum, but this one went over. And we are now into added time.
2 minutes
West
added time.
Africa quickly running out of options here.
Urkel, ooh, Monsieur, Monsieur with a clutch block there, but it's a
West
corner for West
Africa
Africa.
West Africa need to hit on this corner or else the match is over. Floated in. And it's headed away. Bohum's still with it. Hefeweizen wins it away, and that is it.
That is it. So Benelux are your World Simulation Football Classic World Champions for the second edition. And honestly, the time stopped there, and I thought it was a penalty because the referee was nearby. I
It
didn't
was a bit of a
even
heart and
notice it.
mouth moment there for a lot of people, I'm sure, but it is indeed, as you say, Benelux are your WSFC champions. Sami Zerhouni did get a goal, as you can see there, for West Africa to try and level the playing field a little bit, but they never could find that equalizer. Furious Chicken is your player of the match for providing 2 assists, one to Art de Trea to open the scoring, and then one to Edwin van der Sloot to make it 2 goals. A hard fought match, a hard fought tournament by every team involved. And in the end, it is Benelux who will hoist that trophy high. Well, there you have it.
Congratulations,
Well, there.
Benelux.
Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah. So I just wanted to say congratulations to Benelux for playing a very solid tournament throughout. And I mean, even in their group stage loss to West Africa, it was a very close game. So yeah, and when we got to the knockouts, Benelux was just on another level.
Without a doubt, the team of the tournament, and there you see confirmation Benelux, the winners of this match and the champions of the WSFC. One of the first teams we saw play on match day one, beating Canada 9 goals to 4. And from that moment on, they were, apart from that group stage match with West Africa, more or less unchallenged. Certainly a very strong performance by Benelux. And credit, of course, to West Africa to fight this far, having not lost a single match until the final. Absolutely absolutely well played by them. So, take nothing away from what they've accomplished. A very talented team, a very spirited effort, but on the day, just not enough to stop Benelux.
Just wanted to know from production if we would be able to quickly look at the overall player stats before we end the stream.
So
So
there you
as you
have
can
it.
see, player overview is fine. So your golden boot is actually shared between Jake Bradford and Jean-Claude Goddam, both on 8 goals. Solid tournament from both of them. Most assists, Furious Chicken has been outstanding, but we do have to outline that Faradian and Mira Schweinsteiger are right up there in the top 3 spots, and Jean-Claude Goddam as well, actually.
It has been a very good tournament for Goddamn in terms of goal contributions as a whole. Certainly more renowned for their striking, their finishing abilities at Reykjavik, but this tournament has proven they can play facilitator too. And with that player of the match award in the final, Furious Chicken takes the crown for the most player of the match awards in the tournament. Had previously been tied with 4 other players for that honor.
Well, as you can see, there's not been that many clean sheets overall. Like, yes, there has been, but like the most clean sheets is tied for a bit between Oceania, Eurasia, and Pyrenees with 2 apiece. So good diversity into the games, and yeah,
Indeed, a lot of goals going in this match, but or this tournament rather, but certainly no shortage of excitement overall.
believe this is going to be it. So next dates again, I'd like to remind everyone that tomorrow we have the new draft class. A week from now, we'll have the regular season 19 that begins. And for the next World Simulation Football Classic, that'll be January 2026.
And we will look forward to it for sure. But for now, Benelux are your WSFC champions. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to everybody who made it this far in the tournament. And thank you so much for joining us for this tournament final stream. It's been an absolute delight. And yeah, cannot wait for the beginning of the season. It is so close, y'all. It is going to be a lot of fun. Season 19 is coming, and we hope you'll join us for that. But thank you as well to my streaming partner Zoom. This has been a pleasure, and I look forward to potentially doing this again sometime down the road.
Absolutely. I think I do want to try and get back to a bit more of commentating here and there, or just streaming in general. So this is a good place to get back into it.
Absolutely, I think I speak for everyone when I say we'd love to have you commentate. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to Candidace, our commissioner, who without whom none of this stream would be possible. None of this league really would be possible. So just want to say thank you again to Candidace for running the sim today and just generally being the backbone of the SSL. And of course, once again, thank all of you watching for being able to share this incredible experience throughout this tournament. It's been an absolute pleasure and wonderful ride, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what's next. Until next time, this has been Metafiction for Zune and for Canada's. Thank you so much for joining us for the WSFC. Take care.